All right, y'all, what's going on? Political Civilian coming to you again. I might post this on my Practical Civilian channel as well. So if so, check out my Political Civilian channel. Trying to get that thing bumping, man. Got some good stuff coming up on there, so stay tuned for that. Also, I'm about to start a website where you can actually suggest videos for me to make, and I can make them accordingly. It will be a paid website, so let me know if y'all interested in that. But also, stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming in the video. All right, so today's topic: 5 things that you need to get before the election. And this is stuff to not necessarily stockpile or nothing like that. I'm not gonna say ammo or magazines or nothing like that. I'm gonna make basically a very 2A pro firearm related one on my other channel, but I'm also going to post this on both to see which one gets more traction and stuff. It's kind of an experiment, if you will. But 5 things you should get before the election, which is in a couple days. Stuff that you should probably be, getting before it really kicks off, before the January stuff really goes into effect. So number one, food. At least a couple weeks worth of canned goods if you can. If you really can, I would say at least 3 months worth of canned goods, because you never know what could happen. It could be another COVID outbreak. It could be civil unrest with some immigrants. It could be people aren't happy with the results. It could be another BLM riot type situation. They're burning down the stores. You never know. So at least 2 weeks worth would be a good start, and then just build up from that. A good saving and building up technique I do is almost every time I get paid, I try to at least buy 3 canned goods. And that's not might not sound like a lot, but when I can afford more, I get more. But my baseline is at least 3, and that doesn't sound like much, but you got to think at least 6 a month times 12. That's a lot. Give and take what you're getting more or less every time. But you start building up on them non-perishables. They're good to have. And then they have like the protein bars, which are like they last like at least 10 12 years. They got the MREs, and they got the freeze dried stuff. I got some of those as well. And I might think about doing an MRE reaction video to see if they're actually pretty good, because I have some and I've had them for a while. I've got some from my friends in the Army, and I don't know, they say they're kind of good. They say they're tolerable, so we can see if y'all want to see that. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, number 2, water, because you ain't doing nothing without water. You can live at least 2 weeks without food, I think, but water, you can't survive that long without water. You definitely need it because you're made of it. And if you don't have a decent stockpile of water, I would say like at least 3 weeks worth of water. Try to find some type of water location, like a river, lake, whatever, and some type of purification method. There is free ways to purify it, where you can get like sand, charcoal, and like a cloth, and then you could just filter it through like that, like a bottle or something like that. When I always say training on my other channel, this is what I mean. Knowing how to filter water without having an actual like life straw or whatever, that really comes in handy sometimes, especially in civil unrest, rule without law, civil war kind of deal. It really helps to have skills like this, like tying knots, purifying water, making your own food, how to start a fire. Simple stuff like that goes a long way in these type of situations that I'm not predicting will happen. I'm 100% not predicting YouTube. I'm not predicting nothing bad is going to happen. So leave me alone. All right. Number 3, a good network of people. This can give you early detection if people are around you that you don't know that are any good, or early detection for when you're away and you have like some good neighbors who are really nosy, or they just want to protect themselves, so they're making sure that they protect your stuff in addition to that. And if you don't have a really big stockpile, but you're really good friends with somebody or with a couple of people, and like you're down on your luck or whatever, they can front you some stuff. Like you can build on your reserves with them. Like let's say you only got 200 to spare this week for ammo, mags, whatever, and they're like, oh, well, I have a stockpile or whatever, but I'll go in on getting you some stuff, then you can have them put another 200, 400, boom. And then next time they want to buy something and they're 200 short, you could just boom, set it up on them. Like, friendship stuff like that, like an equal exchange, as far as, networking and stuff, or, having them help with some of their skills, giving you some of their tactics, or you vice versa, giving you some of theirs, some stuff that work. Maybe you don't know how to tie a good bow knot, or maybe they know how to skin a squirrel or skin a deer or something like that, something that you want to learn, or is a useful skill that you might need. People is the number one resource that you need. You're not going to survive long by yourself because you have to sleep, you're going to be vulnerable, and you need people to watch your back. Just that's simple things about life, so having a good network in that aspect is really going to help out no matter what situation happens. Having a good network to really watch your back and pull your resources together can really help you out in the long run. Common tools, so like hammers, crowbars. I just actually bought some crowbars not too long ago to put on my plate carriers before they were stolen. So yeah, I just got these for no reason now. But common tools like drills, socket sets, hammers. You never know what somebody's going to be willing to trade for it, and or you never know when you're going to need it. Like, you don't know when your car is going to break down. You don't know when your axle's going to snap. You don't know when your tire is going to go flat. So having like tire repair kits, car battery chargers, having common household stuff like maybe you need to fortify your place in a pinch, and you need some 2x4s and you don't have no hammer for the nails, or you need to drill into some studs to mount something, like mount a metal bar around your window because they've been in your neighborhood cracking in windows, breaking in or something. You never know when stuff is going to be out of stock. You never know when there's going to be a supply shortage. So you want to try to get the important stuff, not when you need it, but before you need it. Not as needed. Get it before you think you're going to need it. And if you can see a useful need for it, then get it. Especially like drills that are really common, like impact wrenches. Common drills are really good because they can be used for a multitude of things. On this topic, crowbars are really useful not only for breaking into stuff, but let's say you lock yourself out of your window, you can use a crowbar to get that hanger in there to, pop that lock. Or duct tape. There's a million different uses for duct tape. Duct tape and paracord are probably the two most useful tools that you can have on hand if needed in a pinch for whatever reason. But like I said, they're always going to be useful. So I wouldn't, you don't need it specifically for any of these situations. You can use it for common everyday use. Who doesn't need tape? At least once a week. I know I do. Maybe because I'm using my hands a lot when I'm doing work and stuff. But regardless, everybody needs tape. All right. Number 5, non-lethal, and this is just for a universal for everybody. Like I said, I'm going to be making one for my Pro 2A people out there. But non-lethal defense mechanism. So that could be early detection warnings, like a shotgun in a shotgun shell in a an alert tripwire mine or something like that, or it could be bear spray or tear gas. They have tear gas grenades now that you can pull the pin and toss it into a room of folks. Let's say there's an intruder upstairs and there's this door that you can lock from the outside. You can toss a tear gas thing in there, lock the door. Or bear mace. That's good for dogs, bears, people, deer. That's really useful. And then tasers. I've been going away from tasers lately because I've been seeing how ineffective they are when police use them, especially because to get like really good contact and a good shock, you'd have to have somebody who's not really wearing a lot of clothes, and that's not as common as you think. So, I'd stay with the non-lethals like bear spray or tear gas, and sometimes maybe even brass knuckles, but I think you can get killed from brass knuckles. So I'm not talking about knives or none of the lethal stuff. That's for my next one. But this is 5 things that you should get or consider buying before the election. All right, guys, stay tuned for more. We got more coming. All right, peace.